Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy friggin' Monday. Another Monday closer to the release of MLB The Show 25. We're just counting the days. We're ticking them off. Today, we've got some questions about MLB The Show 25. It's the 10-minute mailbag, after all, and I'm more than happy to answer them. So strap in and we'll talk about some stuff, and if at any point during this video you have questions, leave them in the comments down below, or join the Discord, leave them in the questions channel there, and you've got a chance to be featured in next week's mailbag. All right, I'm ready with the timer. If you're ready with your ears, I guess. I don't really know if there's a parallel there. Either way, it's fine. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin. Our first question today comes from Alpha in the Discord. I know that the new ambush hitting feature is most likely a guest pitch type of mechanic, but I'm wondering if they would ever consider doing something like that based on either hot or cold zones or hitter tendencies. So, way back when, and being truthfully honest, I can't recall the year, 17, 18, something like that, you could guess pitches. And I was not a hyper-competitive player at that time. I did play Diamond Dynasty, just I wasn't that good. My guess for them taking it away was that it became, like, really simple for people to just hit the cover off the ball if they could pick up on tendencies. Because you could theoretically guess, I don't know, 50% of the pitches correctly if your opponent was a trash bag and threw the same thing every time. Ambush hitting, I think, is going to be more sit a location, I think. Like, as we can see here, I'm on Scan's page. Notice how, this is an 8-second video, but notice over the 8 seconds how the PCI, inner, outer, everything, is massive inside. Theoretically, somebody's trying to ambush an inside pitch. And then as you move the PCI to the right, it shrinks. So that, I guess, would be the downside of ambush hitting. Like, if you are incorrect in your attempt to ambush, your PCI gets super-de-duper tiny. I don't know if there's another penalty attached to that or if it's just the size of the PCI. Obviously, it's too early to tell. We haven't learned a lot about it yet. I do believe hot and cold zones are more for offline play, simulations and things like that, or computer-controlled opponents. Technically speaking, there's really no such thing as a hot or cold zone, a programmable one, when it's a head-to-head opponent, because your opponent's at the wheel. It's not the card. Like, sure, if I'm facing Mike Schmidt, I'm gonna throw fast pitches inside. It's effectively a cold zone, but not really. It's more like a product of his terrible batting stance and his inability to turn on the ball. Hitter tendencies, I see where you're going with that. Like, if Hank Aaron's a push hitter, should I be able to just exclusively spam him inside unless he's ambushing? He can't. Like, I see where you're going with it, but I think that's further overcomplicating things. I think part of the issue sometimes with MLB The Show's hitting is that there are too many factors factoring into one thing. There's hitter tendency, there's contact rating, there's power rating, there's vision, there's clutch, there's all of the hitter's attributes, there's the elevation, there's the weather conditions. Is it nighttime? Is it daytime? What stadium are you playing at? And then there's connection and lag on top of it. All of these things factor into how hitting works. And I think we should try to remove some of those complicating factors as opposed to adding more of them. I'm hoping ambush hitting is not a hindrance. I hope it's cool. I will give it a shot early. You know how you could pin your PCI this year? I don't think I've done that more than twice. I haven't used it in 6 months. So that was not something that became meta, and I'm assuming they are attempting to figure out something that could be meta. So I see your question. I don't think they do any of those, but we'll see what ambush hitting accomplishes. Ambush hitting might accomplish what you're talking about, just in a different way of explaining it. So we'll see. But thank you for your question. Next up, this one. Next up, from D. Binkley, 21. With one of the pre-order packs being a 20th anniversary choice pack, what cards would you like to see make a return? So, obviously, we don't have a ton of information on what lies within that pack, right? And that's why we can kind of play this guessing game, and it's fun. So, the easy answer would be it's probably going to be new legends. It might be a collection of old legends. It might be like cover athlete guys, because we're going through the history, the 20 years of MLB The Show. So maybe like Griffey gets a card, Jeter gets a card, Jazz, Vladdy, like cover guys. But what if we did something cooler? I'm going to go to Scuffy's Twitter, because Scuffy's been doing like a little, I don't know if we want to call it a series, but I suppose we can. He is specifically talking about Battle Royale legends he wants to bring back, because we know that Scuffy's a BR guy, and he's been playing for a long time. But what if this 20th anniversary pack was like fan favorite cards, or fan favorite legends that we're getting back? I would assume this choice pack is going to be like 85 overalls, 87 overalls at max, though I think with the power creep, they're going to want to pull us back. So we're going to say 85. Not all of these players I'm about to name are 85 worthy, but just like use these guys as a train of thought, as like a path to guide yourself down, and see if there are other fan favorite cards you missed that could fit. So Scuffy wants BR legends back like Mark Reynolds, Steve Pearce. I could see Steve Pearce getting an 85. Ryan Schimpf, Pedro Alvarez, Devin Mesoraco, Yermin Martinez, Freddie Galvis, Jonathan VR. I could kind of see VR getting one, actually. And then he did a part 2, which was right here. Eric Thames, I could see an 85. Chris Carter, Asdrubal Cabrera, I could see an 85. Chris Davis, John Axford, who I could probably see an 85 of. Logan Morrison, Colby Rasmus, and Andrew Jones, who could for sure get an 85. Now, fully understanding here, like, let's be honest with ourselves, none of these guys are like, oh my god, I'm going to pre-order the MLB The Show Digital Deluxe Edition so I could get 85 overall Eric Thames. These are just fun examples of players Scuffy is talking about as like, how cool would it be to get these guys back? If this version of MLB The Show 25, if this is all about fan service, which they've said it, or at least we've read that it's about, if it's about going back to nostalgia and the power creep, and we know there's new game modes, like they're giving us stuff we've asked for. They know who the fan favorites are. That's why Adalberto Mondesi always gets 99s. Has he ever had a good season? I know he's a basket case of being hurt. I understand. I think he had 1.5 good seasons. He continually gets 99s because we all love him. So SDS is in tune with who liked what. Other than that, though, I really think it's going to be cover guys. Like, if we go, just to make this super... not that team. We go to captains. I'm just trying to do something really... it's probably just easier for me to do it this way. Captain. Where is Jackie? Where is Jackie? Jackie. Okay, cover athletes. Then we go here. We do this. Get rid of that. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Boosted by captain. We go through here. Oh, hold on. I mean, I'm a basket case. A second time I've said that in this video, but it's fine. It still qualifies. Assigned as hitting captain. There we go. So, cover athletes. I think that's who it's going to be. Instead of calling it a cover athlete choice pack, they'll just call it an anniversary choice pack. It's going to be the same exact thing. It's going to be whoever this is. Gunnar, Jeter, Griffey, Mauer, Judge, David Ortiz, Tatis, Shohei. Like, all these... maybe not Javier Baez, because he stinks. Jackie Robinson, David Wright, McCutcheon, Harper. Like, these are all fan favorite cards anyway. Ryan Howard, maybe not used as much, but a fan favorite player. I could see these guys being in there. That would probably be my logical guess that I go with. But hey, I'm open to anything, and it'd be... I just realized. Hold on. Gotta put you back in the game. Here we are. Sorry. All these guys. I was doing this. This is why it's hard for me to go between desktop and in-game, because I don't stream anymore, so I have to remember to do it while recording. But all these types of cover guys. These are the guys that I would expect to be here. It's the 10-minute mailbag. We do things just on the fly, off rip here, but it's fine. We have one more question today. Thank you guys for having fun with me when we do these. From Hobie Collins. Thanks for answering my question. I have another one. I wish MLB would do something like 2K, where you could customize cleats or sleeves that add stats. It makes sense, and if they make it 1 or 2 slots on a card, it shouldn't be overpowered. Would love to get your thoughts. So, here's my thing with that. So, let's just... Jazz is on my screen. Choose player like Jazz. Jazz wears a lot of stuff. He's got a sliding mitt. He's got this. He's got that. He's got his custom this. He's got, cleats and gloves and all these custom things. While I see what you're talking about, where equipping a bat skin or equipping certain cleats or like an Evo shield or like could provide some sort of boost or benefit, and I've seen a lot of people ask this question or at least say something like this, so I just want to address it blanket. I don't think it's going to happen because these players have exclusive agreements with certain companies. Like, I don't know for sure who Jazz has agreements with, but like whoever makes his custom cleats or his custom gloves, there's an agreement there. So the second we rip that off and attach like a random ass Rawlings glove to him, I don't know if that's like actually in breach of contract because it is a video game. I don't know if any of those like contracts carry over per se into digital appearances and name, image, likeness like an MLB The Show. But I would imagine there have been conversations with the MLB Players Union like, hey, you can't be allowed to do this because our players make money off these relationships and yada yada, etc. On the surface, what you're talking about, I do think is a good idea. If we remove the world of legality from any of this, yeah, if I attach like a certain glove, I should be able to get +6 fielding. Or if I attach whatever else, an Evo shield, like I said, my durability goes, though that's not an online thing. But you know what I mean? I like that. I do think that's a good idea. I just think in the current environment of every player making money off certain agreements with certain sponsors, I just don't think it's going to happen. The 10-minute mailbag is kaput. That'll do it for this week. We are only a handful of them away from the game being in our midst. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited. Leave me more questions down below at MLB The Show 25 because it's fun to talk about the new game versus the old poopy one we've been playing. So thank you guys for being here. I love you all. More content coming this week, of course, including a recap of whatever Tuesday content they drop. So just be on the lookout. Hit subscribe. Love you guys. See you next time.